Today we're taking a first look at some brand new parts for the SIG MPX platform from Next Level Armament. Hey guys, my name is TIMM. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Today we are taking a first look at some brand new parts that aren't even available on the market yet from Next Level Armament. Now, Next Level Armament is traditionally known for making AR parts. They make some charging handles, they make other parts and accessories and some really cool stuff. And when I heard that they were looking at making some parts for the SIG MPX platform, I was excited. Now, those of you guys that know me know that I do like the SIG MPX. I think it is a really cool platform on its own. The downside is there isn't a ton of aftermarket parts, and if I was SIG, I would have done a few things differently from the start. Now, this is a Gen 1 MPX. There are Gen 2s out there. I don't have a Gen 2 on hand, but one of the things that I've noticed with the Gen 1 MPX is the charging handle. And you can see here that the Gen 1 charging handle is not ambi friendly, it's not ambidextrous, it's not even that extended. It's just a traditional AR type charging handle. Now, truth be told, if I was designing it, I would have gotten rid of this completely and I would have put some sort of side charging system to make it much more friendly shooting suppressed, but we can't do that, we can't go back in time. But the charging handle is just, it's just okay at best. It's just a charging handle. The other thing that a lot of people have complained about, and you can probably see here, is this wear on the back of the receiver. And what that is caused from is if we lock it back to the rear, you can see that the charging handle has a pretty significant amount of play. So when people were cycling with the charging handle would come forward, it would hit and scrape the receiver here and cause some damage and wear on the back of the receiver, and a lot of people didn't like that. So Next Level Armament, I learned about this on the Facebook user group for MPX owners, which is a great resource. If you own an MPX, there's a lot of really cool discussion about what different people are doing, different discussions, things like that. And I came across this post where he was talking about this new charging handle. I reached out and said, hey, I'm really interested in being one of your testers and learning more about it. And this is it. Now, as you can see, it's in the raw. The final versions will be black finished and they will be priced comparable to their other charging handles, but it's a very well-made piece from first glance at it here. Yes, there is some tooling marks. Those, again, in final production, that will be blasted and finished, so you're not going to see that. This is in the raw, just a pre-production sample. But it's ambi, very large latches, easy to manipulate for right-handed and left-handed use. As you can see here, it's just a really nice piece, but it's not too big, and we'll throw it on here in a second so you guys can see that. The other new part that I received is this new spring plate, and we'll compare it to the factory version. Again, this is just in the raw, it's just been blasted, so this is not the final finish. The final finish will be a nitrate, I'm told. I don't have a price point on this yet, but the really cool thing is this post right here, and I'll get a close-up look so you guys can see that. But especially once we compare it to the part, what this will do is it will actually interface with the charging handle and kind of press up, so prevent some of that play. So let's take the MPX apart now so you guys can see what the factory components look like, how they interface, what they do, and compare them to the Next Level Armament parts. So comparing the factory charging handle to the Next Level Armament charging handle, you can see that it's a nice improvement to increase the available purchase area, so you can get a good grip on the charging handle and manipulate it. It's not a huge, obtrusive improvement by any means where I'm going to worry about it snagging on gear or anything like that. I think it's a nice size. Now, if we compare the spring plates, you can see here's the factory spring plate, just pretty plain Jane, and then we have the new Next Level Armament version, which will replace it. And replacing the spring plate is easy. We're just going to pull back on the spring, we're going to turn the plate, we can release the spring tension, we can pull back, remove the plate, and we'll just replace it one at a time. So we have the one, we can release it there, we'll pull back on this spring to compress it, So now with this new spring plate, we have this anti-tilt post, and I don't know exactly what they're going to be marketing this as, or a technical term. The new charging handle installs just like the factory one and just like your traditional AR charging handle. One thing to note is that when we install the carrier with the new spring plate, we have to make sure that the spring plate post is in front of the charging handle. We'll get a close-up of that so you can see that now. So you can see the spring plate is right here and it engages the charging handle as shown. We can push all that together and reassemble the MPX. Now the difference in manipulating the charging handle is substantial. Obviously we have more available gripping area to do our manipulation, whether we're manipulating it as a right-handed shooter, as a left-handed shooter, if you prefer to use, any type of technique. I prefer to use a more modern, grab of it, but it works really well. Now, if we lock the bolt back to the rear, we notice we have a lot less travel. And as the gun cycles, or if we were charging the gun, I should say, and as it comes forward, the charging handle is not able to tilt down as much as it was because of that anti-tilt post. So we'll get a close-up of that so you can see that too. But I think this is going to be a really, really cool piece that will enhance a lot of MPX users' life. Even though this is a cosmetic issue, but you can see it does allow it to tilt down. I mean, it might still tilt just a hair making contact, but definitely not as severe as the factory piece was for charging and manipulation. These two parts, I have a feeling, are going to be very welcome additions to the aftermarket arena for the MPX, because quite frankly, there just hasn't been a ton. And seeing quality parts like this start to surface makes me really excited to see what else might come in the future. So we have done some initial test firing with the parts. They've functioned just fine. This is not meant to be our full review. We will do a full review where we actually have some more time with the platform, with the new parts installed. But so far I have about 200 rounds, give or take, with the new charging handle and the spring plate. Functioned just fine. Bolts locked back to the rear, functioning is just fine. Again, as far as damage, I'm not seeing any additional damage, and we're seeing that less of a tilt issue. I don't think I'm going to get any more, but I certainly will report in our full review. So again, this was just meant to be a first look. I don't have pricing or even availability of a timeline yet. That all is coming. And if you want more information, make sure you check out Next Level Armament online and on their social media presence. But really, really cool stuff. I'm excited to get some more use, and we'll report back with a full review in the future. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you if you have ideas for future videos or feedback or questions about the products that we can address in our full review. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.